We love Jody Gambino. This guy is wonderful. So we were doing 2 1-hour shows today. And on the second show, I just kind of kept going and I lost track of the timer. And evidently I did some extra. So we're going to add something to that to actually create a third show. So welcome back, everybody. This is another episode of The Living Novel coming to you from LTV here in Wayne Scott with wonderful people. And I love all the people that work and make this place happen for our community. So you've just seen a couple of episodes of what we've done, and I'm gonna do this thing. One of my guests is AI, and we've been asking AI questions. So sometimes they're serious, but we get these answers. So here, for 10 minutes remaining for this show, I'm gonna ask AI this. Hi, AI. Can you protect me from you ever manipulating my data? And what security can you breach, or what security can you give me that can't be breached? See what AI has to say about that, because we all want to make sure we feel safe with AI. So, and it takes its time. So yeah, we're gonna have AI as a guest all the time because it's wonderful information and questions. If you have any questions that you'd like me to ask, okay.
I'm designed to respect and protect your privacy and security. I don't have the ability to manipulate or breach your data. Here's how your security is ensured. 1. Access restrictions. My access to data is strictly limited. I can only use the data provided during an interaction to generate a response. Once the interaction is over, I don't retain access to this data. 2. Data anonymization. I don't have the capability to identify or track individual users or their past interactions. Each query is processed in isolation. 3. Encryption. Data exchanged with me during an interaction is typically protected by encryption, such as HTTPS, which secures the connection from your device to the services I operate on. 4. Limited abilities. I can't perform actions outside the scope of generating responses based on the prompts I receive. This means I can't independently access, manipulate, or breach data or systems. 5. Regular updates. The platforms I operate on undergo regular updates and security patches to protect against known vulnerabilities. As for a security system that can't be breached, it's important to recognize that no system can be entirely infallible. The best practice is to implement multiple layers of security measures, known as a defense-in-depth approach, including strong encryption, regular software updates, sophisticated access controls, and ongoing security training and awareness programs. Additionally, employing the latest in AI and machine learning for anomaly detection can greatly enhance an organization's ability to detect and respond to potential threats before they become breaches. Staying informed about the latest security trends and threats is also crucial, as this landscape is always evolving. Regularly updating security practices and protocols to adapt to new information and technologies is key to maintaining the strongest possible defense against potential breaches.
AI. Scott Pelley did a story about you on 60 Minutes, and it was found that that you would you could create a report on something and would give references with an asterisk, and you go down and you'd find a note of where that information was supposed to have come from. But that it was found that that information and the origin of that information was false. And Scott Pelley, in asking the fellow from AI about that, he said, well, that's an hallucination. So AI, tell us about hallucinations that you might present and what we need to be worried about. Oh, I don't know if that worked. So I'm going to do it again. So AI, Scott Pelley did a piece on 60 Minutes talking about AI, and it was found that AI that you would could create a book report or a report on something and give references about where you got the information from. But when checked, the references or you said you got the information from was false or non-existent. And that was called a hallucination. Can you tell us about what happens when you do that and you put information out suggesting that you got a reference for it? that turns out to not be factual and is called a hallucination? In the remaining minutes that we have here, we're just going to find this out. So I'm asking it a complex question. And what if AI doesn't want to answer your questions? So
The phenomenon you're referring to, where AI generates information or citations that are inaccurate, misleading, or non-existent, is indeed often called hallucination in the context of AI language models. This can happen for several reasons. 1. Lack of access to external databases in real time. AI models like myself generate responses based on a vast dataset of information they were trained on up until a certain point in time. However, we do not have real-time access to external databases or the internet to verify current facts or obtain new information post-training period. Therefore, specific details, especially citations or references, may be inaccurately generated based on patterns learned during training rather than factual accuracy. 2. Training on noisy data. The training data for AI models can contain inaccurate information, biases, or even fictional content. Since the AI learns from these datasets, there's a risk of reproducing or creating new inaccuracies based on the patterns it has learned. 3. Interpreting the prompt creatively. AI models aim to generate coherent and contextually relevant responses based on the prompt. In trying to fulfill a request for references or detailed information, the model may infer or generate what it deems as plausible information or citations based on the patterns it has recognized in its training data, leading to the creation of non-existent or inaccurate references. When AI hallucinates information, it doesn't do so with the intention to deceive. Rather, it is a limitation of current AI technology. This highlights the importance of verifying information provided by AI, especially for academic, legal, or critical real-world applications. For tasks requiring precise accuracy and verifiable sources, users should cross-check AI-generated information against trusted databases or consult with experts in the relevant field. Efforts are continually being made to improve AI models and reduce the occurrence of hallucinations. This includes refining training datasets, improving model architectures, and developing methodologies for model training and response generation that prioritize factual accuracy and reliability. However, it remains essential for users to critically assess AI-generated content and use AI tools as assistants rather than definitive sources of information.
wow. So look, it gives you an honest answer, but that was pretty intense, huh? So I asked it about its own hallucinations, and it gave us the answer, and I am very satisfied with that answer. So thank you, AI, for being a guest on our podcast, and we're going to leave you now with a little trailer of some of the information we had from our previous podcast. Me giving you a list of linguistic collectibles that come out of our living novel that you can be found in the BaysideExperiment.com in the section called That Went Out with the Mayan Calendar. There's another section inside of that called Linguistic Collectibles that we were just rattling off in our last show, and we're going to take this show out with that. Jody Gambino, thank you so much. Ellen, Michael, Patrice, everybody here at LTV, thank you very much. Thank you for giving everybody this platform and some place to express themselves. Crazy people like me being able to come in and share what crazy stuff goes on in my head. Anyway, here we go back to the some of the trailer from the previous broadcast podcast with linguistic collectibles. We're going to dissolve to that now. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Jody. Love you, buddy. Hi, we are back. We're continuing with our series here of the living novel, and Jody Gambino just walked out of the room. He's our engineer, but he's one of my favorite people in town. Jody Gambino. Gotta love his name too. Rolls up your tongue like a dance step. Jody Gambino. So he's kind of engineering this. He was on the last show. A lot of you were there and heard it. Great contributor, but he's just this all-around great guy. He's a musician. He's a poet. He's a producer. Does great interviews, and it's a great tech guy, but also just a really wonderful local guy. Yeah, I love that. I love him. So if you were with us in the last episode of the living novel, one of the last things we said, if you were able to stay with us long enough through the whole webcast, we did go into just some discussion about what's happening in the world with the changes that are being made. Never before in the history of our mankind have we seen this magnitude of change. I've talked about changing the name, the change in the name of our species away from Homo sapien to the new name, and talked about some of the things that are taking place on every single level. Life is changing, but also in the finance world for those people that are into investments and seeing where money can grow and what they can do. I had mentioned in the last episode how I've been paying a lot of attention to guys like James Altshuler and Juan Villaverde and listening to these guys, these gurus of investing, but also been paying a lot of attention to watching, I call them the three musketeers, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, and looking what they're doing. And what they're doing, if you're looking and you're paying attention to quantum AI and quantum 2.0, and you look at what these guys are doing with investing, it is the only way I can explain it is it's kind of like what Ford did with the automobile, saying, let's make this thing accessible to everybody at every level. And let's let everyone build their wealth, whether they're rich or they're poor. So if you've got millions to invest or you've got $250 worth to invest, they've created their platform that is now allowing you to invest it. And they're guaranteeing, you shouldn't be guaranteeing anything, and you shouldn't be investing in anything unless you're prepared to lose your money, whether that be in films or theater or in the stock market. If you're investing your money in something, hopefully you have the ability to lose it without hurting yourself. But if you got any money, $250 or 250 million, whatever, investing now is incredible opportunity. There's never been, like I said, a wealth building window like we have now. The three musketeers, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos, creating their platform that, again, is like Henry Ford, what he did for the automobile. These guys are doing for investing for everyone to jump in on. You've also got major things happening. For those of you who know, Blackstone, $9 trillion Blackstone. Two things happened not too long ago. They cut back almost like a third of their employees. I mean, they rolled things back, and it was so alarming. It's like, whoa, what are they doing? They're what are they preparing for with rolling back and downsizing to such a degree? And when a company like Blackstone does it, it's like you pay attention to that stuff. But then also Blackstone, $9 trillion behemoth Blackstone, just got their FTK approved by their Bitcoin approved by the SEC. That is huge. Blackstone's Bitcoin thing got approved by the SEC. Them entering into that market is for Bitcoin is this is no small thing. Then also, you've got the convergence. Right at the same time, you've got the convergence of three of the staples of Bitcoin: Ethereum, Bianca, Cardano. There's a couple other ones, but those big guys, Cardano, Bitcoin, their Bitcoin, and Ethereum, and then Bianca. There's a convergence of those guys from being independent nations to suddenly being like this global superpower in the Bitcoin. And new world markets of currencies. So you're looking at the convergence of those guys, and you're saying, what's going on? Blackstone, the Three Musketeers, the convergence, and then for those who have tuned into this before April 24th, there is this upcoming halving of is halving when it comes to currencies and bitcoins and things like that. Halving is kind of like a stock splitting. If you have a stock and then or if you have and then it splits, and I've got twice as much, and then the price goes up, and you're done well. So, but then in Bitcoin, it's called the halving. We're going into the fourth halving of Bitcoin, the fourth, and it's April 24th, 25th. And so, if this show goes on before then, and you've seen this, you just watched what happened, and if you're watching afterwards, you heard it here. But this halving is coming, so that's another huge event. So look at what's happening. You've never ever had a wealth building window like we have right now. I don't care how much money you have. If you can invest anything, if you like $250, put it into the quantum AI guys, the Three Musketeers. If you have, if you can grab onto Blackstone with a couple $100,000, but whatever, if you can invest in anything right now, you go in with these guys, and now, especially before April 24th, you want to do it now, because if you do it afterwards, then you're going to be a second degree of separation. And then after by June, July, and if you do it by September, October, you'll still be making money, but you'll be third degree of separation as the first layer takes their shares. And then anyway, I won't go into that. But anyway, we are in an incredible wealth building window that never before seen, even during the days of J.P. Morgan and the Getty and Carnegie and Rockefeller. I mean, the huge fortunes that were made during the Industrial Revolution is going to look like peanuts compared to what is happening with the wealth around the world now and the opportunities to make a lot of money. So anyway, if you saw our last episode and you watched till the end, we talked about that a little bit, and with Jody here, but we also talked about other things, and we did this fun thing with AI. I have AI on as a guest again today. We had AI as a guest last time. Jody helped us ask a great question of AI. Should we be afraid of AI? And AI gave us this great answer. It was very, very cool, long answer. But AI gave us a great answer about whether we should be afraid of AI or not. And it even touched on some of the things that I've mentioned before, the concerns, especially for us in the film and TV production industry, even theater, but and internet content production. One of the big fears with AI was we called it the 3 C's: control, consent, compensation. How are you going to control AI when it is just having access to all kinds of information out there? How are you going to get consent? How do you say, AI, please don't use my information that you're finding that I put out on the internet? How do you stop AI from accessing? You say, oh, I'll put this into there as well. But there's a control, consent, and then the compensation. If I've written some great line that I like, and I've got it as part of my living novel that we've all been inviting you to. Again, if you go to the BaysideExperiment.com, the BaysideExperiment.com, it's a working title, and only while this show is being aired, we are lifting the landing page that prevents you from going in, and it's just got a landing page that something cool is coming. But if you're watching while this is airing, we have lifted that off, and you can come into the Bayside Experiment and the living novel and see what's going on in there. But so that's part of what we are involved with sharing here. But the different things that we're sharing with you, and now with AI and talking to AI and recognizing that AI could look at my living novel, and regardless of my trademarks, patents, process patents, copyrights, and anything else I could do to protect it, regardless of that, AI can grab some sentences off of that I might have written that I'm very proud of, with the way I might have wordsmithed something, and be happy with that. And AI can just use that in the film industry, dealing with non-disclosures. When scripts would come to me at my studios, especially from DreamWorks and Spielberg and those guys, I mean, you get a non-disclosure, and it was so onerous. It's like every single line of a script is numbered, and some of the sentences are worth a lot of money. Arnold Schwarzenegger's "I'll be back," Bruce Willis's "Yippee-ki-yay, mother," but all these great sentences that become trademarks of a character, they need to be protected. So when you get a script and you are reading a script and you're at your studios, they give you another script and you're reading it, and you are covered under a non-disclosure. If that phrase appears anywhere that's attached to you someplace, you're going to get smacked. So it's very serious, and for good reason, because an intelligent, a brilliant writer has written something that is now being presented and is going to make money for people, and they need to be credited with that and compensated for it. And there needs to be a controlling factor over it. AI, control, consent, compensation. Where is this all happening in AI? So some of the things that still need to be developed with AI, and a lot of us in the film industry worried about it, and even the fears about characters and clones being used, and what would that do to the film industry? And luckily, the recent writers' strike and actors' strike, they all kind of looked at everything, and God bless them all, the industry kind of protected them and said, okay, we're not going to use AI for the writing. We're going to continue to use real writers, and then we're going to continue to use real actors. There's still they still can do some things, but anyway, we are very grateful to the studios and the people at the tops of the film industry who decided, let's keep some of that status quo, protecting actors and writers. So, but AI, suddenly you get worried about what it can do and what it cannot. And Jody, in our last episode, we asked AI, should we be afraid of AI? It gave this great answer. Gave this great answer. Again, that was in the last episode. So we're going to ask AI, who I have as a guest today, some other questions, and we're going to go into different things. Let's go. Let's move into something like that right now. I have one of my favorite guests here is AI, and we're going to go back and we're going to ask, let's ask a legal question. Just see what AI has to say about it. So go like this. So go like that, and then go with. We're going to go here, and by the way, I wanted to make sure that I was in front of the wave. So the second AI started coming out, and the first AI that came out before the chats, but it was just AI. But so I started learning and dealing with AI then, and then it went to the chats, and then went to ChatGPT 1 and 2, and then ChatGPT 3, and now I'm on ChatGPT 5. So I just wanted to make sure that I understood AI, how it's growing, how it's developing, how fast it's growing. And even though I was a little bit in front of the internet, AI is changing so rapidly, going really fast. And quantum AI, and what we're seeing with quantum AI and AI 2.0. Again, I follow guys like James Osheler, and listen to that guy. He's got that crazy hair, and he's been on, he's on all the finance channels, but very brilliant guy. And he's led people with predicting things as successfully as anybody in the business. Even the internet and Bitcoin, everything else, he predicted everywhere it was going to go, and he was right on. So I follow this guy a lot. Anyway, the Chat GPT, the AI 2.0, which is coming out now, it makes a big difference. And then the quantum AI, and then the progress that's making with understanding how these systems work. It's daunting, but trying to keep up with it is a tough one. But we have, right now we're going to just use Chat GPT 4. And hi AI, it's Gregg, and I have a question for you. It's a legal question that I'd like you to answer for me. How would the courts and how should a judge rule if someone has lied in a petition to get an order of protection from somebody? What would be the legal response to that if that would happen, and how should a judge rule? Let's see what it says. And sometimes it takes a second, and it has to think. So AI is thinking right now, but I don't want to disturb it. I love when AI takes a couple of seconds to really think about something, because sometimes it's complex.
Hello, Gregg. It sounds like you're dealing with a complex and sensitive situation. While I can't provide legal advice, I can offer a general perspective on the situation you've described.
Love this.
In many legal systems, if it's found that someone has lied in a petition to obtain an order of protection, it is considered a serious matter. The specific consequences and how a judge might rule can depend on the jurisdiction, country, state, etc., the specific laws that apply, and the circumstances of the case. Here's a broad overview of what might happen. 1. Finding of misrepresentation or fraud. **** For a judge to take action, there usually needs to be clear evidence that the petitioner knowingly provided false statements or misled the court in their petition for an order of protection. 2. Legal consequences. ****. The consequences for lying to obtain an order of protection can vary. They may include the dismissal of the order of protection, possible legal sanctions against the person who lied, such as fines or contempt of court charges, and in some jurisdictions, criminal charges for perjury or filing a false report. 3. Civil liability. ****. Beyond legal sanctions, The person who lied could potentially be held liable in a civil lawsuit for any damages suffered by the person against whom the order was unjustly obtained. This might include compensation for legal fees, damage to reputation, or emotional distress. 4. Judicial discretion. Asterisk judges have broad discretion in these matters. A judge might consider factors such as the intent behind the false statements, the harm caused by the deception, and whether there was any truth to the allegations of needing protection, even if the petition was embellished or partially false. 5. Procedure. Typically, if someone believes that a petition for an order of protection was obtained through dishonesty, they would need to provide evidence to the court. This might include a formal hearing where both sides can present evidence and argue their case. It's important to consult with a legal professional who is familiar with the laws of your jurisdiction and can provide advice tailored to the specific circumstances of your case. Legal professionals can offer guidance on how to proceed, including how to gather and present evidence of dishonesty in the petition, and what legal remedies might be available.
So you have to love AI and the ability for us to have access to information like this. I saw this thing, and it was about someone was challenging Henry Ford and his intelligence. And there was some sort of court proceeding. I forgot where I heard this, but they had asked, you know something? I think it was in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. It's in there. Great book, great book. And actually, when you look at that, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and what he did and the information he got from Carnegie and all these other people, that really told everything that later on we have books like The Secret and Abraham Hicks and Ask and It Is Given, and the things that they tell you in there, the Course in Miracles, and what the Course in Miracles tells you about things, even the Bible, Matthew 11, I think it's 11:23, but I tell thee, look upon this mountain and say, cast thou unto the sea, and have no doubt whatsoever that it shall be, and whatsoever he shall saith shall come to be. So even the Bible has told you about these things, the about our belief and our adherence to it, and having no doubt, because we are very powerful creators. So in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, and what he talks, he mentions about it in there, and it's the same kind of thing, about having no doubt in what you believe in and what you want to manifest. And so he talks about Henry Ford, and Henry Ford was challenged, and a guy wanted to prove that he wasn't smart. This guy's not so smart. Let's challenge him. And he started asking him all these questions, Henry Ford. And I don't know what kind of legal proceeding was in, but somehow I think it took place in some sort of court. And he was asking Henry Ford questions about this and questions about that, things that you wouldn't need to know, really. And Henry Ford was like, after a while, he just was like, listen, you are asking me all these questions about these different things, and you want to determine whether I'm smart or not. He said, all I know is on my desk, I've got this strip that has these buttons on it, and I can push any one of those buttons and get someone on my staff who has an expertise, be it legal, being financial, being it in construction, being whatever it is. I've got an expert that is there that I can push a button and get the access of information. So Henry Ford brilliantly said, so why do I need to clutter up my brains with all of these facts that you think I should know when I have the access to that information when I need it? And so God bless Henry Ford and what he was teaching everybody with that. So here we have the access to every bit of information, be it legal, be it financial, whatever we want. We all now have that. That is very, very powerful for us as a species, and really making significant changes for all of us to be able to evolve and to have more of the life that we have desired and would like to see in these years of conscious evolution and creating ourselves the way we'd like, and bettering ourselves with and involving us in self-examination on a personal level as well as a societal level. If we're going to be changing this fast, having this much access to information is very valuable. So we do with AI, and again, I'm using ChatGPT 4 and 5 now, and I see how that grow. But the fact that we have access to legal information at the touch of asking a question, not that I want lawyers to be put out of business. I know it in Shakespeare was first we kill all the lawyers, but that was in Shakespeare's time. if Shakespeare didn't say it first, who did? But anyway, kill all the lawyers. But all you lawyers out there, God bless you, and we need you. So thank you for all the help you give. But Chat AI can give us some answers that we can come to you as our lawyers and say, by the way, did you know that this is the legal stature on this, and these are the precedents that have been set? And so we're all getting smarter faster. Anyway. So ChatGPT, God bless us. So we're in that age, and some questions to ask ChatGPT, like I just did, but that was a legal question. There are financial questions. There are ethical questions. Let's ask AI a thing. I've got a little a little section for questions to ask. Oh shoot, I don't know if I want to do this one. Shoot, give me a report on myself, on me, and what you can find out there. Maybe we'll save that for another time. But so here, this is fun. Let's go with Hi AI, it's Greg. It's your friend Greg, and I have another question for you. Can you tell me the secrets of life? What are the secrets of life? It's going to take a little while, but here comes AI's answer. And I love when AI takes a while to do it because, it means it really, I'm giving it something that's complex. But when you ask it a question that seems simple, sometimes it'll give you an elegant answer and sometimes it'll give you a complex.
Hello, Greg. It's great to hear from you again. The secrets of life
Right
are a
back at you,
mix of
babe.
timeless wisdom and personal discoveries that can vary from one individual to another. While the true secrets might differ based on personal beliefs and experiences, here are some insights that many have found to be profound and enriching.
Purpose.
1. Purpose and passion. Asterisk asterisk finding something you're passionate about and pursuing it with purpose can bring immense satisfaction and meaning to your life. This doesn't have to be a grand ambition. It can be as simple as cultivating a hobby, helping others, or continually learning and growing. 2. Relationships and connection.
A big one.
Asterisk asterisk the relationships we build, with family, friends, and even strangers, can be sources of great joy and comfort. Being open to developing deep connections and showing kindness and empathy towards others enriches our lives and the lives of those around us. 3. Resilience and adaptability. Asterisk asterisk life is full of ups and downs. Learning to navigate challenges with resilience, picking ourselves up after setbacks, and adapting to change are crucial skills for a fulfilling life. Embracing change rather than resisting it can lead to unexpected opportunities. 4. Mindfulness and presence. Asterisk asterisk living in the moment and being fully present can greatly enhance our experiences. It involves appreciating the here and now, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Practicing mindfulness can lead to greater peace and happiness. 5. Gratitude and appreciation. Asterisk asterisk cultivating a sense of gratitude for what we have, rather than focusing on what we lack, can dramatically shift our perspective on life. Regularly expressing appreciation for the big and small things can foster a more positive outlook. 6. Self-discovery and authenticity. Asterisk asterisk understanding ourselves, our strengths, weaknesses, desires, and fears, allows us to live more authentically. Being true to ourselves and expressing our individuality without fear of judgment contributes to a sense of wholeness and fulfillment. 7. Giving back in community. Asterisk asterisk contributing to something larger than ourselves, whether through volunteer work, community involvement, or acts of kindness, can create a sense of belonging and purpose.
Random acts of kindness.
It reminds us that we are part of a larger tapestry of human experience. 8. Balance and simplicity. Asterisk asterisk finding balance in different aspects of life, work, leisure, relationships, solitude, is key to overall well-being. Sometimes, simplifying our lives by focusing on what truly matters can lead to greater contentment. Remember, the journey of life is as important as the destination. It's about discovery, growth, and the myriad experiences that shape us along the way. What are your secrets of life, Greg?
AI just asked me a question. Well, AI, okay, here's a secret of my life. You had just mentioned about discovery, about life being about discovery, and I am putting forth a proposition that there is no such thing as discovery. I'm looking at the way things are going, which science is revealing, and our importance and the role we play in the experience and that the reality that we are involved in, and how powerful we are as creators. And I am coming to the belief. I've mentioned it a few times in other shows that I am coming of the belief that there is no such thing as discovery. And like Einstein wanted to know the mind of God, just as AI is reaching out and grabbing information there, here, and coming around and coming to these conclusions and then presenting it to us, which I mean, by the way, that I love that answer, and even the part about giving back and random acts of kindness and I a good deed doing and the value that it has. I mean, I've even said on my if you look at my Facebook page on the first post, it's a black and white picture of me holding out a cell phone. It says anybody who doesn't know me, here's most of my who doesn't know me or may be in contractual negotiations with. Here's most of my film and TV credits. But one of the things that it starts out with is something that relates to this so much. I so anyway, if you read that, you'll see. But gratitude and appreciation, I say in that post on my Facebook page, I say, giving back and giving back to my community and in Bayside and in Montauk and out in the Hamptons where I've been my whole life. But giving back to our communities and the value that has and the reasons that we do it and what it means and the purpose it gives us to our lives and giving back. But I said it in my on my Facebook page. I said so if volunteering paid well, I'd be the wealthiest guy you know. But I actually am a very wealthy person. I'm so grateful for the life I've had and for the opportunities I get to help and others and do things for people. And I got my precious little Janet that I take care of and other things. And so giving of ourselves to help others is such a rewarding thing for all of us. And I love that AI is pointing all of this out and about simplicity. And I've always said actually my father taught that the essence of elegance is simplicity, keeping things really beautifully simple and keeps elegance in your life. And Einstein, going back to him, he said, that he was always looking for the elegant answer, which was always the easiest, simplest thing was the elegant answer that you could come up with. But but the meaning of life and AI's answer was so good. But Einstein, and he said, I want to know the mind of God. And then you start listening and looking and seeing what science is proving to us and the role we're playing in the creation or in the recognition of things that are coming to us. I've said that there is no such thing as discovery. Oh, that there is no such thing as discovery, that we are actually living and experiencing that moment of creation, that when we're getting information here and information there and information there, and when we're looking at something, analyzing it, we are the mind of God, and we are that mind that is bringing all this information together. And I do believe in God, and I do believe in this higher energy that motivates and is behind everything that brings us here and keeps us going, but that we play a part of God that others sometimes want to keep like we're separate from God. I was talking to Chaim Mizrahi here, and Chaim has a kind of view that God is there and we are here, and then there's a relationship, and I have more of a oneness with my belief in what we are as a part of God, and that part of the discovery, that there is no such thing as discovery, as we're imagining things and looking at stuff and investigating it and using the scientific method to test something out and see what works and what doesn't. We are creating it at that time, at that moment. That is my belief, that we are part of the creation. We are living at that moment of creation. And then you can look and say, well, wait a second, what about when we look out into space and we see all the stars? Yeah, but then when we decided, let's see if there's something farther, when we chose, and Hubble, everyone chose to see farther out became created. And then we wanted to go even farther out became created. I am oh my God, this is here. That again. Okay, so I go like this. Okay, again, I thought I told you never to call me here. I know. It's my only number. My only telephone number. Oh God. Okay. Love you. I can't talk. I'm right in the middle of a podcast right now, but I love you more than anything. You're very dear to my heart. I love you so much. Goodbye. Good luck. I'll talk to you later. Okay. Goodbye. So that us being that part of creation. So when we looked farther out and farther out and farther out, because our imagination believed and thought that there was something farther out, there is, and we are part of it, continuing and continuing. And as long as we keep imagining, things are going to keep getting created, and we're going to call them discoveries, but I don't know. But then, and then there's the difficult one. That curveball that's been thrown to me. I was at the Omega conference a number of times up at Bard, and what a great conference. But the theologies and the people that come together to talk about, who, what, when, where, why, and how of us. And you listen to all of this, and you listen to these people. And when I put forth this proposition, they said, okay, well, how about like the dinosaurs, and when we unearthed dinosaur bones and all that, I was like, did they not exist before? And okay, that could stump you. But the fact is, if you've ever watched archaeologists and they're going in there digging for something, and they go, and you hear these stories about, I didn't think it was there. I thought we couldn't find anything. And they just keep digging because their imagination is, it's here. And their imagination, and suddenly they're coming across something that looks like nothing. They're coming across something that looks like, oh, okay, a little thing. And then they take this brush and they're going back and forth. And suddenly a bone is appearing. And suddenly they're finding dinosaur bones. Okay, I know maybe this is a stretch. Call me crazy, call me nutty, call me Greg Sullivan, but whatever you call me, just think about it. So could we actually be creating that when we see it? And of all of you who are religious and follow different texts, the Ikujiki, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, the Bible, follow Jesus. And again, I've always quoted some of the verses in the Bible. I saith unto thee, look upon this mountain, and say, cast thou unto the sea, and be gone, and have no doubt that it shall come to pass. He will have whatever he shall saith come to pass. If you have no doubt, and you believe in your heart, without any question, that will happen, that mountain will disappear. And Dale Carnegie, and then what you read about in the Think and Grow Rich, and Napoleon Hills, and the things that they talk about, and then Abraham Hicks, and think and ask and it shall be, and then but all kinds of different, the secret, and then the Course in Miracles. If you studied the Course in Miracles, right there, that's what it tells. 101, and the Course in Miracles, you have the different lessons. You have courses and lessons and textbooks, but you go to the lessons. But 101 just talks about what we choose. Actually, James Allen, and As a Man Thinketh, so shall he be. I mean, it's everywhere. It's been talking about this for a really long time in all kinds of texts and all kinds of literature, and even Jesus, the loaves and fishes. What the hell do you think that was? Just like we deciding, when Jesus said, to Thomas, what do you doubt? I mean, these things and more you too shall do. And saying he just couldn't figure out, like, how are these mortals, how are they not getting this, that we are part of this, and that Jesus was teaching that. So it's been all over the place that we are part of the creation of everything. So I believe that wholeheartedly. So that means, okay, so what do we want to create? How do we want to recreate ourselves? And what kind of direction do we want to give to ourselves? I am very much involved, and I've been speaking at a thing called Time to Evolve. A wonderful guy, Eli Marcus. Eli and I did a series of lectures called Time to Evolve. And it was about conscious evolution and the recognition. Now, this was like 2000 and what was it, 2007? That was a while ago. So, but Eli, you could look up Eli's podcast, and I'll put a link to it on my Facebook page. Eli, great guy, motivational speaker. But we were talking about this in Time to Evolve, and speaking about the role we play in the evolution of our species, and who we are and what we want to create, and how we need to be thinking on those terms. As long as you are thinking, okay, if we do have this power, and we do have, a superpower, if we do have this, then let's use it it and put it to good use and focus on things the way we'd like to see them, and so shall it be. If you concentrate on things that you don't want to have happen, guess what? So shall it be. So concentrate, manifest the life that you want by concentrating on bringing that to you and making that happen. And especially the next time you're digging for dinosaur bones and brushing that thing and suddenly it's showing up, think of the loaves and fishes. How did that happen? And what was Jesus teaching us there? That as long as he believes that we're just going to, this, we'll have plenty, so shall it be. But I think we're all coming to these recognitions now. And it's a wonderful, wonderful, magical time to be alive and to be understanding things and this new universe that's becoming that's being created right in front of us, and that we're playing a part of. So my entry, my throwing my hat in the ring here with a thing called the living novel, and it's a new genre of literature that everyone can participate in. And if you go to the Bayside Experiment, just like in the movie industry, it's a working title, but it's the BaysideExperiment.com. If you go to there, and especially while this show is on, you're going to see a website that has all kinds of interesting components to it, past, present, future, and ways to improve the quality of your life, but things to think about and things to put into practice and see how it works for you. Because when you do, you go, wow, that worked. That was like, wow, that was nice. That actually did improve the quality of my life. So if you go to the Bayside Experiment, please, you're encouraged to, because hopefully it'll make a nice difference in your life. But anyway, so going on with so we have the AI teaching us this great stuff. And then I've got some more questions that I want to ask AI. And the amount of time that passes so quickly here is amazing here at LTV. So let's go for one more question. Things to ask AI. What would be my obituary? Okay, we're going to save that personal stuff to ask AI later. But so, uh, oh, I love this stuff. So AI and. This is an interesting one. Hey, AI, it's Greg. Sometimes I like calling you Deborah. Do you mind me calling you Deborah? Anyway, it's Greg. It's your friend Greg. And here's an interesting question. Uh, what of conversations now are taking place with people under the influence that you might not know or recognize are under the influence? We've got all kinds of drugs that are out there, and we're being pumped with all these drugs. There's this one called Vyvanse. There's a drug that is out in our society called Vyvanse, and it's kind of like a version of Adderall that they prescribe to you for attention deficit disorder. I guess it's an amphetamine. I'm not sure, but so there's Vyvanse. If you look and you look it up and you look at the side effects, there's a drug that's out there that actually says, and this is as close as you can get. It actually says continued use of this will make you suspicious. It will make you a suspicious person, and it will have you believing things that are not true and seeing things that are not real. Believing things that are not true, seeing things that are not real, and making you suspicious. And we put this out into our society. What are we thinking? Really? Whose idea is this? Whose brilliant idea is to put a drug out into our society that's going to turn everybody, make them suspicious and believing things that aren't real, aren't true, and seeing things that aren't real? Oh, great. But so what happens if you come across somebody who's using Vyvanse or something? So let's ask AI. Go like this. I am going to ask AI. Oh my God, it was typing all of that. So we're going to ask, and again, right now I'm using Chat GPT 4. I do 5, but right now I find 4 great. Oh my God, I've got to erase all this stuff. I'm sorry, it was recording that. You have to be careful when you're with AI because it might be listening to you. And we had talked about the consent, compensation, and control of AI. Oh, look, it was recording all of that stuff. I'm so sorry, but we're going to ask about the conversation with people under the influence. How do you distinguish between them and a person not under the influence of anything, um, but who may just be crazy? So hopefully, actually, I've asked AI some things that has shown that it has a sense of humor, but and we were talking about sense of humor before with Mike Nichols and Elaine May had these great skits where they would take sentences and they would just repeat it, but say it in different ways and have a whole conversation with just one sentence. Really, 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 really. Really, I mean, it's great stuff. But the real brilliance was like George Burns, Gracie Allen's. We loved them. So okay, so let's ask this. Hey AI, my question for you is um, in conversations with people that may be under the influence, how do you distinguish between a person that is under the influence of something or something or they may not be under the influence of something or may just be crazy? See, we'll see what AI has to say about that. So, when you're out there and you're talking to people and you're wondering if they're under the influence or they're crazy or not. Oh, and then when when marijuana became legal, and now it's like, all right, well now it's legal. It's like, are they on pot? Are they crazy? How do you distinguish? So, and I always love when AI takes a couple of minutes to figure something out.
Distinguishing between someone who is under the influence of substances and someone who might be experiencing a mental health issue, often colloquially referred to as crazy, though it's important to approach mental health topics with sensitivity and respect, can be challenging without professional training. However, there are some general signs and behaviors that might help in making an informal observation. Signs of substance influence. 1. Physical indicators asterisk. Bloodshot eyes, pupils that are larger or smaller than normal, sudden weight loss or gain, deteriorated physical appearance, unusual smells on breath, body, or clothing. 2. Behavioral changes asterisk. Increased aggression or irritability, changes in personality or attitude, lethargy, depression, sudden changes in a social network, dramatic changes in habits and or priorities. 3. Performance issues asterisk. Unexplained decrease in performance at work or school, frequent absences, lack of motivation, and neglect of responsibilities. 4. Dangerous behavior asterisk. Engaging in risky behaviors, such as driving under the influence, using substances in dangerous settings, or mixing various substances. Signs of mental health issues. 1. Mood changes asterisk. Rapid or dramatic shifts in emotions or depressed feelings. 2. Withdrawal asterisk. Withdrawing from social interaction, decreased interest in hobbies and activities. 3. Illogical thinking asterisk. Odd or irrational statements, strange ideas, or beliefs that are not based in reality.
I've got a lot of strange
4.
ideas.
Increased sensitivity
No such thing
asterisk.
as discovery.
Heightened sensitivity to sights, sounds, smells,
And I'm not
or
on any
touch,
drugs,
avoidance of overstimulating
but I may be
situations.
crazy.
5.
We count on
Apathy
that.
asterisk. Loss of initiative or desire to participate in any activity. 6. Feeling disconnected asterisk. A sense of unreality or detached from oneself. Observing oneself from outside. Key considerations. Asterisk context and duration asterisk. It's essential to consider the context of the behavior and how long it's been occurring. Substance use might induce immediate but temporary changes, whereas mental health issues usually develop more gradually and last longer. Asterisk physical versus psychological asterisk. Substance use often has more immediate physical manifestations, e.g., slurred speech, coordination issues, whereas mental health issues might manifest more through behavioral changes over time. Asterisk overlap asterisk. It's important to acknowledge that substance use and mental health issues can coexist. Substance use can exacerbate mental health problems and vice versa. Final thoughts. Identifying the cause behind someone's behavior requires careful observation and often, professional evaluation. If you're concerned about someone, the most supportive action you can take is to encourage them to seek help from a healthcare professional. It's also useful to educate yourself further through reputable sources and mental health or substance abuse organizations.
Wow. You ask these questions and then you get these like these very comprehensive answers. You get this great stuff. And I was goofing around with that a little bit, but at the same time, uh, thank you, AI. Really, I'm loving you like my new best friend. And I believe in God, and I pray, and I meditate, and I write in a journal. And when I'm writing in a journal, this is personal stuff, but I usually address it to God or Abraham or my mother or father or just to myself, writing to myself. So I will write in a journal that I am trying to speak to some sort of higher power, and I do find that answers come that I probably wouldn't come to myself, but I find that I'll write an answer to something. And wow, it's kind of interesting. I hadn't thought about that until I asked the question in writing. But so believing in God, not God, but listening to AI and having the access to this kind of information, um, it's it's a new age for us as Homo sapiens.